Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory.
Right. Let nothing be done through strife and vain glory, man. So we have to be at one accord and understand what this doctrine is all about, rather than going out and doing your own thing. Okay, you doing your own thing on the side, man. All right, you trying to establish your own program. It ain't about that. The program is already established. All right. What is it, man? The temple has already been put in place. So all you gotta do is take heed and go within that temple, and that's the house of David. Because you got guys out there, man. They wanna puff up themselves and establish their own little church. But the Lord ain't dealing with. The Lord is dealing with one church. The Lord is dealing with the church of those men that teach the 100% truth and that walk in the spirit of the Lord. Those are the men you want to be around, man. All right, just because you know the scriptures and you can remember precepts there and there and there, that don't mean you're a man of the Lord. What makes you a man of the Lord is by knowing these precepts and following after the Spirit. All right, go on.
But in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
Right, meaning put first. Go on.
Look not every man on his own things.
Yeah.
But every man also on the things of others.
Yeah, go on.
Let this man be in you, which is also in Hamashiach Yahushai,
Go on.
who, being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High.
Exactly, go on.
But made himself of no reputation.
Right, but made himself of no reputation. So if the man made himself of no reputation, the Hamashiach Yahushai, all right, who you call Jesus the Christ, the word Jesus Christ or the name Jesus Christ does not even exist. But let's just use that term so that you understand what I'm saying. Now, when he was on the scene 2,000 years ago, he had a spirit of humility. All right, he had a humble spirit, and he was doing things according to his power. So it's the same thing that we have to do out here. We have to walk according to the spirit of the Lord. Okay, we have to obey those that are above us. Let's get that in our second. What is it? 1 Peter chapter 2. Now we're dealing with the spirit of obedience now. All right, and that's what's going to be put on the earth. The whole entire earth is going to be in the spirit of obedience. Rather than this pride, I can do what I want to do. I can be what I want to be. You can't judge me. No, judgment is going to come unto you. Okay, that's just the thing that's coming out in this realm. All right. So get me 1 Peter 2, and it speaks about, says be subject unto your masters or something like that. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, you got it. Okay, it's 18. Go on.
1 Peter 2 and 18. It says, servants, be subject to your masters with all fear.
Right. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear. That's the obedience. Go on.
Not only to the good and the gentle.
Not only to the good and the gentle, because you got certain brothers that are kind and they're reasonable and that kind of thing, right? But you got brothers that are rough.
What is the
You got brothers that are rough in the spirit, man, and you gotta obey them because they put in the time in the shoe more than you. Okay? Or however the spirit has it, you gotta just obey them that rule. And that goes with, okay, like myself, I could be reasonable, but then I could be rough at the same time. But you got brothers that are real rough. You gotta obey them as well. You gotta respect them brothers as well, and understand that they're over you. Certain brothers is over you. Go on.
For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience towards Yahweh endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
Right. Exactly. And that's another thing too. That's also a major part of the obedience. Is suffering wrongfully. Hey, a brother may come down on you and you may not understand why, what the problem is, or some misunderstanding came down. Hey, you gotta just take the L. All right, you gotta just take the L sometimes, man. Sometimes you don't have to really say anything to state your claim. Sometimes you can just hold your claim back and just take the L. Go on.
Verse 20.
Yeah.
For what glory is it, like, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with Yahweh.
That's it right there. That's it right there. That's all I wanted. Yeah. Now we're going to go back to this now. You know, and this is just goes to show you. I mean, just pan the camera, brother. I mean, this is England. This is supposed to be first world country where everybody has wisdom and understanding and a way of higher learning. But the way that people conduct themselves, we can see the quite contrary. You understand what I'm saying? You can see that it's the quite contrary, and we can see that the people, they ain't got it, man. They have no morals, they have no ground, and this is how they conduct themselves. And you can believe in our world, in our kingdom, you're not gonna have all women floating around the place with showing their ass. Or a group of grown-ass men shouting out the top of their lungs to some damn football game. There's gonna be complete order in our world. Okay? Go on.
First Peter 1 verse 2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High the Father,
Yep.
through sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience.
Right, unto obedience. You see that? I was thinking about that, brother. Yeah, so, hey, man, read that one more time.
This is verse 2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience.
Unto obedience.
And sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, grace unto you, and peace be multiplied.
Exactly. So now we understand something. We're going to further get some more understanding. We're going to go back to what we was reading before. So give me what you had before. Because like I said before, the spirit of this society is of the spirit of pride. But the Lord is going to knock that right out the window and bring in the spirit of obedience. And let's hear why. Go on.
Philippians 2, verse 7. But made himself of no reputation.
Go on.
Excuse me. And took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men.
Right. So you gotta understand, I don't mean to cut the brothers, you gotta understand something. This was the begotten spirit of all spirits. And he took himself as a servant. So if this is a man that took up himself as a servant in the flesh, then we can understand what kind of spirit the earth is going to be in when Yahweh shall use the earth. He's going to be in the spirit of obedience unto his Father, and that same spirit is going to jump on us to be obedient. Go on, brother. Yeah, hold on. Let him get a quick one. Go on.
Romans 13. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Right, let every subject be subject unto the higher powers, because you have brothers that are in higher positions than other brothers. So there's that connection, that order. Go on.
For there is no power but of Yahweh.
Right.
The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh.
Right, the powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. That's why we can't think about trying to take down Esau, coming with that carnality kind of spirit. That's not the spirit of the prophets. That's not the spirit of the apostles. The spirit of the prophets and the apostles, they understood that there was a time and a reason to go against their enemy. Okay? Even Yahweh Shai knew that he was set up to fight up against the ancient Roman system. But the Zealots didn't know that. The Zealots were simple. They were what you would consider the Black Panthers in the day. Alright? But you gotta knock that spirit out. That's not the spirit that the Lord is dealing with. The Lord is dealing with the spirit of those that have wisdom and understanding and that use discernment. Okay, we don't.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh.
Right, because ultimately the so-called white man got set up by the Most High. Alright? The Lord give it power to those who give it power to those whosoever he will. Go on.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Exactly, judgment. Go on. You got continue on.
So it says, verse 9. Wherefore the Most High also, verse 8, excuse me, and being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself.
He humbled himself, go on.
And became obedient unto death.
He became obedient unto death. So like I'm going to reinstate one more time and again. Yahweh Shah was the begotten spirit of all spirits. And it was declared that he was going to be the king of the Jews. But yet he took as himself as a servant. That's why he bowed himself down to one of his disciples and washed his feet. That was a significant occasion of his obedience. So when he rises up and rules the earth, and we rule along with Yahweh Shai, guess what? We're going to be under that same spirit of obedience. Okay? And the whole earth is going to be in complete unison and in complete order.
Because when Yahweh Shai washed his feet of his disciples, that was indicative of how the higher you are in power, is the more is required of you, more responsibilities you have to serve the masses that you're taking care of.
Exactly.
Like a king shouldn't be reckless. He should be like he's like a minister. Like the word minister means to serve. He is a servant. Really, the king is a servant. He's going to serve the people and take care of the people. Esau, he does the complete opposite. He thinks the people are there to serve him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I mean, Esau is going to be like that because Esau's the quite opposite of what the Lord made. Okay, the Lord made him to be the wicked, and that's what he's doing. He's playing that job very well. Okay, that's what he's doing. So you can't expect him to be righteous. You can't expect him to take, to take into consideration the masses of the people because he don't give a shit. All right, and he's not supposed to give two damns. He's supposed to have a cold heart, and he's been doing that. Go on, brother.
Became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross.
Right, even the death on the cross. So he even died and was obedient even on, I meant to say, he was even obedient up to the point when he died on the cross. And he did every single thing that the Father told him to do. Alright? He was obedient even unto death. That's how he was obedient unto death, by doing what the Father told him to do. So in the kingdom of heaven, being that he has that kind of spirit, we're going to have that same spirit as well. And we're going to be obedient unto Yahweh Shai. There's an order. Because Yahweh Shai, he's like the Ark of the Covenant to the Lord. To the, the Most High. Or the great creator of the power. Go on.
First Peter 2, verse 7. Unto you therefore which believe he is precious. But unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed.
Right. The stone that the builders disallowed.
The same is made the head of the corner.
Right. The same is made the head of the corner. So the stone that was disallowed and was rejected is now made the head of the corner. Okay. That's what's going on. So Yahweh Shai, he's going to be in exaltation. He's going to be ruling in the kingdom of heaven. And Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, is a so-called black man. That's the man that died on the cross for our sins. Okay, now the world don't have to believe that, but guess what? The information is already out there anyway. So you could either believe it or you don't have to believe it. Go on, it doesn't make a difference. Go on.
And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient.
Right, to them that have stumbled with the word,
being disobedient.
Go on.
Whereunto also they were appointed.
That's it. So they were appointed to stumble at the word because they were disobedient. So this thing is about obedience to the word and the instruction, so that we can use that same obedience into the next kingdom. All right, and that's how the earth is going to be in unison and beautified. All right, that's how everything's going to be in order. Because right now, like I said, everything's out of order. Why? Because of the spirit of pride. The spirit of pride. Alright? Now give me listen, man, there's so many scriptures in my head right now, man. Concerning pride. You got a precept, yeah? You go get that precept. You know? The spirit of pride, man, is a spirit that brings the nation down.
Yeah, so it's 1 Timothy 6:3, it says, if any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words,
Right.
even the words of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness.
And this is the wholesome words. This is the word that makes you whole or healthy. The word whole goes back to the word health. So we're becoming healthy or wholesome within with this word. Consent unto wholesome words. Go on.
He is proud, knowing nothing.
He is proud and know nothing. The Most High set up Esau to have his little sense of pride, but he don't know anything. Okay, this is why Esau's gonna go down from this. Go on.
But doting about questions and strifes of words,
Right.
whereof cometh envy, strife,
Yep.
railings, evil surmising.
And that goes to you Christians out there. You what is it? You so-called white American Christians out there, man. Trying to question the doctrine. You can question the doctrine as much as you want. We'll answer your questions. However, it's not going to negate the prophecies or the word of the Lord to coming into fruition. Okay, it says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid. Okay, let every man be a liar and let the words of the Lord be true. Okay? Romans 3:3. Baby boy. So read on.
Verse 5, perverse disputings of men,
Right, perverse, disputed men, go on.
of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth.
Right, and destitute of the truth. So a lot of you guys out there that are trying to downplay this truth or down debate this truth, you're destitute of the truth. Okay, the teaching of this gospel does not concern you. This only concerns the elect, those that truly believe. The Israelites, go on.
Supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself.
Such withdraw themselves. Get Taz. Taz, let them get on with it, man. Let them get on with it. Yeah, read on. Yeah, read on. If they want, if they want to look, they can.
But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out.
Exactly. So we have to rely on the word. This is something that's life. This is something that's going to sustain us even unto the end. Okay, that's the ultimate. All of this stuff in the world is going to be gone. Okay, so what we're going to do is you got a precept, right? You got to jump in the precepts, brother. You got to focus. Stay in tune with the spirit. Don't let anything distract you.
Don't say sorry.
Because when you let things distract you, that's when the spirit jumps out at you. You got to stay on fire.
So it says, verse 9, Philippians chapter 2. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name.
Right.
That at the name of Yahweh Shai, every knee should bow of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth.
Exactly. So it's going to be the spirit of obedience, not the spirit of pride. I'm going to do what I want to do. I want to be what I want to do. No. That's the spirit of the so-called white man. He brought that in there. That's why everybody's destroying themselves left, right, and the center. Okay?
That's your question.
Yeah, hold on, bro. This is real quick.
So you recording?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
No, what you gonna say to him? What you gonna say to him?
No, I'm trying to know more what y'all talking about.
Yo, where you from? You from Canada, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can tell by your accent. Yeah, what this is about is that basically, where you from? What's your nationality?
My nationality?
Yeah, I know you're Canadian, but where's your family from?
From the Congo.
Oh, from the Congo.
That's right.
So you would either be from the tribe of Judah or Benjamin. So you're one of the sons of God. So what I say to you, bro, is you have to repent back to the Heavenly Father in sincerity.
I gotta what?
Right, that's them so cool. That's Amalek right there.
Esau.
That's Telo Yehudi. Alright? They understand what I meant.
And these guys.
They understand what I said.
These guys, bro. He said, and he walked us with pride. No, he doesn't feel sorry for what they did.
Identity
Yeah, bro, but they're not, bro. They're not. You can't blame them. But yeah, that's just the whole thing. That's the Talo Yehudi.
I mean, So,
Alright.
sorry, you were saying I might be from.
Yeah, you might be from the tribe of Judah,
So how do you know that?
How do I know? Because we're the same people that escaped from Roman persecution. We escaped from Jerusalem and we fled to the shores of Africa. A lot of those West Africans are Israelites.
So was it? Sorry, I don't want to just ask you questions.
No, ask questions, bro. As long as you're respectful.
Yeah, I'm definitely respectful.
Okay.
Because I thought everything started in Africa.
That's not true.
Israel to Africa.
That's not true, because you gotta understand. Well, I'm gonna deal with that later on. I'll deal with that later on. But what I want to deal with right now is the fact that our people that's in West Africa, right, that suffered also the transatlantic slave trade, those are the same descendants of those that escaped from the Roman persecution and they were in Jerusalem, escaping out of it, and they went into Africa. All right, somebody give me the Timbuktu book of Bashar.
Precept.
Go on.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 25.
Right.
The Lord or Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies.
That's what happened 2,000 years ago. Go on.
Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them,
Right, and flee 7 ways before them. Go on.
and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
And that's exactly what happened. We were, if you read it, brother. You got it right there. You got it right there.
Right, this is Babylon to Timbuktu, yeah? Rudolf R. Windsor is a scholar. And it says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son, Titus, put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrageous and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey
And this
to
is
Julius,
something that who you call Christ prophesied about in Matthew 24. Go on.
and it says, during the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Right, 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from what?
Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
Right. So those people there are your people. You're the descendant of the real Jews. And that's something the higher elites know about.
Right. I mean, I'm a different case.
You the same case, brother.
I mean, I'm a different guy.
No, you're not, brother. You're an Israelite, man.
I don't know.
And see, the reason why you can't see that, the reason why you don't understand that, because you've been told that you're African. We've all been told that every dark-skinned person is African.
I mean, I know where I'm technically from, but
Right, but I'm going way back prior, though.
I'm
going way back prior, though. Because you gotta understand your origin. What is your origin? Because we were in Africa.
I mean, it depends where you're going with it. There's basically 2 types of origin.
I'm dealing with it.
There's 2 types of origin.
Mr. Bantu. Are you Bantu?
No, he's Congo.
Yeah?
What's that?
What tribe are you from? Congo.
Tribe. I don't know about
He's
all that.
Bantu, bro. Bantu.
Yeah, it's Bantu. It's definitely Bantu. But
Right.
all of that don't matter to me. Like,
Huh? But what do you believe, by the way? What's your belief?
what do I believe?
Yeah.
I believe we're all created equal.
That's not true. That's not true. No, that's all right. That's all right, man. Because you don't know. You can't say that. You don't know.
I mean, the same way I can say you don't know.
No, but you don't, brother. You don't know anything, man. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Because see, check this out, and I don't say that to be disrespectful.
No, I'm not taking it as
No, hold on, bro. I'm gonna say one thing, bro. In this society,
My bad. I love this right here. You know what I mean?
brother, here's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, you guys gonna be back here?
That's you right there.
You guys gonna be
That's
back
all right,
here?
that's
You guys
all
gonna
right.
be back here?
No, we gonna be here for hours, man. A couple
So I'm
hours.
saying like another day.
No, what is it? Saturday. Next Saturday. Yeah, read that.
Read this.
No, before you read that, I want to say one thing, bro. One more thing I
I
want to
read
say.
the Bible. Huh?
Right? In this society alone, you have branches of classes of people, don't you? You have the higher class.
In that society, yeah. That's
Right, you have the middle class and you have the rich. So how is everybody all equal even on that level?
Alright, who created
But what is this?
normally just growing up like everybody else. I'm not different from anybody else.
But you know what the word Messiah means? The word Messiah means to be anointed. So you have to be anointed to do what? What are you anointed to do?
What am I anointed to do?
Yeah.
Spread love.
But how do you spread love?
That's
Let's let's find out what the question is.
I don't
I'll
have
tell you
all
what.
the answers.
Read this. I'll get to that.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Yeah.
But thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Yeah.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people thou on the face of the earth.
Right, and that's what the Lord made. That's what the Lord created you to be. You're supposed to be the priest of all people. But what it is, the reason why you have the reason why you have that mentality is because we as a people, we've been beaten into subjection.
You don't know my mentality.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. I don't mean like,
Okay, what do you think about the so-called white man? What do you think about him? Do you think he's the devil? Do you think, oh, he's the righteous? What do you think about him?
I don't even believe in the devil. I don't even think a devil even exists.
Well, do you know what the word devil means? It means deceiver. That's what it means. It means deceiver.
That's the words again. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, it's all energy. It's all vibes.
Right.
It goes deeper than color. But anyways, I don't want to, kill whatever.
That's
you
all
got
right,
going
brother.
on,
That's all right. That's all right. We just rough like this. That's all. This is my spirit.
It's all love. Nice to meet you guys, though. Huh?
It's all
What's
right,
your
man.
name?
Go.
All right.
My name is Ma'at.
All right.
All right, man. But you an Israelite, man. Regardless whether you want to accept the believer or not. You an Israelite.
What's that saying?
Okay, he's an Israelite too. All right, man.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I don't
Yeah,
know, brother.
the information's
All I
there.
do know is
You're an Israelite, and he's an Israelite too.
I'm not saying I am.
Education.
He's from Congo, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I was born in France. I was raised in Canada.
Yeah.
And my family's Congolese.
That's all right,
And
man.
take that all the way. Listen, I got family that's still in the jungle today.
Okay, that's all
And
right.
they're going, they know how to control the weapons. It's deep.
All right.
What I'm saying is that if you teach them about that, they'll be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but you know what it
I'm
is?
just
Because
saying,
our people don't
I
know.
have a direct
Let's get
link
Jeremiah
to people that are
17
still in the
and 4.
jungle, you feel me?
I understand
Bro,
that.
I gotta go, man. But I'm being real though with you guys. Just know it's always about energy and vibe.
You understand
All
that, brother?
I'm not
understand that.
saying it's bullshit, but it's all about energy and vibe.
Right,
If we don't
right.
speak,
Let's get Jeremiah
we can
17.
feel
Right, Jeremiah 17
Just
and
remember
4.
how animals live.
Because
And
the reason
thou,
why you
even
people don't notice, hear this out.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage
Right.
that I gave thee.
And that's why you don't notice. That's why your family, your ancestors don't notice.
I'll come back here. All right, good to
All right,
meet
man.
y'all, man.
You have a good day, man. You know, and that's what it is. See, our people, they don't know that they don't know about this information, but it's okay because he's not of the elect. He's not going to notice. So it's not for us to get all out.